Yep. And so I put together a slide of reasons why I like St. Mary's and think you should too. And one of the reasons here is that all of the classes that we teach at St. Mary's are taught by faculty members, not graduate students, which for laboratory classes has a particular appeal in that the person teaching your class is both more knowledgeable and can connect it to the broader world in a better way. And also, then you get to spend 4 hours in a room with a faculty member, which, I mean, it's a good thing, trust me. And then you get to build that relationship with a faculty member, which is so important and critical in a number of things.
Yeah, including for, I can attest to that in terms of writing letters of recommendation for students. The fact that you get to know them so well helps us to, and the experience in lab and the classroom, but particularly lab helps us to be able to write a letter that's really, personalized to that particular student.
Mm-hmm. And we have small class sizes, which again helps you build relationships with your professor and avoid being lost in the crowd. All of our lecture classes are capped at about 40 because we just don't have rooms that are bigger than that. And so that, honestly, I amaze my colleagues when I tell them that I teach general chemistry lecture to 40 students. They say, whoa, I have 400, right? So that is really good and something we can offer. I already spoke about the instrumentation. Then again, another benefit of our small size is many of us professors have active research programs, and we recruit students to work in these programs and get experience doing research, which is where you learn so much about science and can put it in context and can gain experience in the scientific professional world, which I think is very important. The picture in the background of this slide is me and my research student, Kate Mowry, presenting at the American Chemical Society conference. So I figured that was a good picture to go on the slide. Another thing that I think is a great benefit of St. Mary's is that students have help from a faculty member with choosing classes and selecting what classes they'll take and when to take them, which A, helps avoid any sort of mistake that might make you stay longer, and B, can help you really take the classes that help you get to where you want to go. Yeah. And speaking of class availability, we try very hard and we succeed very well at making sure that students have classes to graduate on time. So often we can open up new sections of classes if they're full and get students that really need those classes into the class. Like you might not get every class you want, but you'll get out of here on time. Yeah. And so that's something that we try very hard to do.
Yeah, in fact, we will, if a lab goes above its cap of say 16, we open up new lab sections in order to accommodate all the students who want to take that lecture and lab component if it's required for their pathway to graduation. So we really do ensure that our science students are getting the classes that they need in their major in order to continue on in a timely manner towards graduation. And of course, that is all mapped out. Oh, sorry, Erica, yeah.
I was just going to provide a student's perspective on how important that is. The fact that I've never had to worry about whether I'm going to get a class that I need or am I going to graduate in 4 years, that's never been a worry of mine. And I know at many other larger schools, graduating in 4 years typically doesn't happen very easily. So the fact that I am going to graduate in 4 years is a huge thing. And if I ever had any worries about that, my advisor is just an email away, and they're more than willing to sit down with me and plan out the classes that I need and take the time to make sure that I can get the classes that I need. So that's really great about St. Mary's.
And you mentioned before when we were talking about your first year advising and making your first 4-year plan.
Yeah. So I made a plan back in my freshman year, and so far I've stuck almost exactly to that plan. And so it's really great that you can take the time with your advisors. I took the time 3 years ago, and I'm still on that plan. And yeah, it's really great.
And I have a number of advisees that they're not on that plan because something changed in their interests or what they wanted to do, and that's fine, right? And then we help students make that tack to wherever they want to go and then get the new plan set up.
Yeah, with the one-on-one and the close advising relationship, it is easy to sort of pivot when you need to if something changes in the plan. Absolutely. And of course, we have a strong first-year advising system, or I should say cohort class, that allows students to come in and in a cohort setting get to know a faculty member in the School of Science very well, who's going to make sure their very first steps at the college are the right ones to stay on track, as Erica mentioned with making her 4-year plan.